Hello and welcome to another interesting episode of Classic Restos. Of course, not possible without the continued support of my major sponsors. For the best in classic vehicle, home and contents insurance and an opportunity to sign up to become a member of the Shannons Club, and where the Penrite Technical Assistance Team is there to help us 7 days a week, go to classicrestos.com.au for more major sponsor contact information. And on today's show, I have driven down the south coast of New South Wales, Australia, to the beautiful region of Sussex Inlet, because there's a small but very important vehicle event. A few years ago, a handful of senior guys started the Men's Shed. And no matter what country town that you go into around Australia, chances are that you'll find one. But before we go any further on today's show, here's a little bit of information as to what the Men's Shed does. The Men's Shed. If you look it up in the dictionary, it will tell you that it's a place where senior guys can get together and get away from some of their life's problems or simply to enjoy a chat. The Men's Shed was started in regional Australia around 7 years ago. It originated from the hardship of working the land, where depression was, and still is, so high amongst many. The Men's Shed was created for guys with worries or seeking a mate's company, to put the jug on, have a break, talk to others and get away from the missus. And that gives the missus a break as well. The Men's Shed here in Sussex Inlet has around 85 members. They congregate 3 times per week, and in this case it's Monday, Wednesdays and Fridays. It helps keep their minds active and of course builds some camaraderie amongst other like-minded locals. And so today the good old boys are putting on the Sussex Men's Shed Monster Car and Bike Show. Well, another car show. This one is just 2 years established. Last year, around 80 classics comprising bikes and cars came along to this gorgeous part of the state's south coast. All money raised helps to support the Men's Shed, and that is priceless as to how that helps some of these guys. Here we go, time for John Groves, one of the members here of the Men's Club at Sussex Inlet. How are you, John?
Good, mate. Very well. Thank God. We got a nice day. It was a little bit suspicious last night with the rain, but everything comes out good today.
We can control a lot of things, but we have no control over the weather, mate. Congratulations on the second year here now.
Second year, yes, correct, yes.
Now, look, last year was pretty good. We're expecting more cars this year. Just quickly, there's a little bit to talk about. The car behind us is your car, right?
The red one, 69 Mustang, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How long have you had that?
I bought that as a retirement present to myself 15 years ago.
What a gift.
Yeah, to myself. Took a whack out of my super, but who cares?
I tell you what, you're in front buying it 15 years ago. I would rather buy it then than now.
Yep, correct, yes, yes.
Good on you, John. Helps to keep you young.
Oh, keeps me off the streets and broke.
Yeah. That's awesome. Now, speaking of which, now the importance of this Men's Shed. Elaborate. Tell us all about it.
Men's Sheds really began approximately, I don't know, between 10 and 15 years ago. And it was to do with the bushies in the outback Australia. They were going through a lot of problems with men's depression. There were suicides from farmers. And so a group of guys got together one time, and then they decided we have to go somewhere for men to go. So they came up with a concept of saying, well, why don't we have some men's sheds where men can go, they can talk, have a cup of coffee, do a little bit of work, do whatever, but it's mainly a meeting place for men to go and just talk with men.
It's a place to go and vent.
And invent. A lot of guys that get their lives back on track, they're just sitting at home doing nothing. And now, with our Men's Shed up here at Sussex, they have somewhere to go. We have a good mob of guys. They're all happy working here, happy little chappies. It's one of the best things that has happened.
Now, John, there's different walks of life in the Men's Shed. You've got different trades guys. Now, what are the sort of things that you build and make?
Correct, Fletch. All the guys are retired, obviously, in the Men's Shed. And we do fundraising during the year for Christmas, for Easter, and we make special wooden toys to go with those events. We make baby cradles, we make chairs, we make tables. We have carpenters there, we have electricians, we have painters, we have welders, we have engravers, we have business people, we have a whole range of guys, Fletch, that now they have somewhere to go and pool their talents and create things if they want to, or just come up, have a cup of coffee, have a talk.
I just think it's tremendous. You know, like you said, it keeps the minds active of the senior members as well, and to vent anything on their minds rather than going downhill at home. It gives them a break from the missus as well.
Well, I won't go into that one, but yes, it's.
But then again, the missus gets a break too, so it definitely is a win-win.
You're not wrong there, Fletch. No. Yep.
Now, John, website, drop that for us. Now, it goes town by town, but this particular one here.
We have our own website. The name, it's Sussex Inlet Men's Shed .com.au. Our web page is there, and you can read and see things that we do on it.
Good on you.
So
it's tremendous. And look, apparently, apart from the government grant for the building that they supply for you guys, you're on your own after that. So these guys have still got the rates, their power bills, all expenses, and little car show like this, well, that's just how they get by, mate. My hat comes off to you. Well done. Good on you, mate. Just so good to see in the regional areas for you guys. Good on you, John.
That's awesome, Fletch. Thank you very much, mate. Thank you, Fletch.
You're welcome. For the best in classic vehicle, home and contents insurance, along with an opportunity to sign up to become a member of the Shannon's Club, and where the Penrite Technical Assistance Team is there to help us 7 days a week, go to classicrestos.com.au for more major sponsor contact information. You're watching the Sussex Inlet Men's Club Classic Car Show for 2015. Back with more right after this. Moving through, first cab off the rank here today, 1965 Hillman Imp. Barry, how are you?
Well, thanks, Fletch. Tell you what, mate, I love that hat.
Oh, it's a beauty, isn't it? I mean, it was a hat from a hardware shop, but I covered their logo over. Bugger them, they don't give me anything, they don't support me.
Well, that's it, you know.
Yeah.
If you want to get on the bus, mate, you got to pay the fare, haven't you?
Got to put the real stickers on the front of your hat. That's what you got to do.
Exactly right.
Now, Barry, 1965 Hillman Imp. You've done a beautiful job on this car. I mean, was it painstaking?
Oh, well, Fletch, it's like most things you find. You think that's a pretty good old thing. I'll take that one home. When you get it home, they're never what you think they are. Actually had to put a new front on it, just behind the front wheels off another car. Welded that on, and the motor was completely worn out, and it's just a whole complete restoration, I suppose. You think they're not, but they always are to get it right.
But the thing is with your work, Barry, no stone left unturned. I mean, you do immaculate work. It's just beautiful.
Oh, thanks, Fletch.
The interior as well, based on original?
It's pretty much original. It's got the original pattern. I've got the upholstery to make the seats in the squabs a little bit thicker to get a bit more support there. But apart from that, different colour, but in the same style. And I got a little bit of piping around the edge of it to sort of match the outside of the car.
You got to put that bit of piping around, you know. A bit of pipe. That makes all the difference. Now we're talking 1965 4-cylinder car. She's a little neck snapper of a unit. Now, what size is the engine up front, Barry?
Well, that's actually in the back. It's 875 cc's.
I knew that. I just wanted to, you know, keep him on his toes. Now, 875, now, around about like same year, on par with the 850 Mini.
Well, it's pretty much the Mini, I think, the 850, the little one with the sliding windows, I think was 1960 or 59. And these were late 62 or early 63. And they were sort of in the same class. Almost the same weight, the same performance. This might have been a couple of pound dearer maybe, because it's from Scotland, so you got to pay for quality, haven't you?
Yeah. Is it true that they wanted to call it an Imperial, but they just couldn't afford the extra letters for the badge back in the day?
Oh, they could be right. I'd never heard that.
Interesting stuff. Barry, great to have you back on Classic Restos. You was on a few years ago. It's good to see you again, mate. Hey, Barry, it's a good thing we have got these hats on, mate. I mean, this sun, it's killer here today.
Yeah, mate, these cars from Scotland, they probably wouldn't be used to that, but you get out here in Australia, you've got to take what you're given, haven't you?
Absolutely. Thanks for bringing the cars along, mate. Well done. Thank you.
Good on you, Fletch.
All right, moving through, time for a truck on this week's episode of Classic Restos. Hello, Wayne. How are you?
How you going, Fletch? All right? Yeah, I like that out of yours.
Yeah,
can I buy one of them?
Isn't it a beauty?
I like that. I'll tell you what. Yeah. Shannon's too. Jeez, there you go.
Yeah. And the other one?
The other one?
Yeah.
Penrite. Yeah, that's exactly what I use.
Say no more.
That's it.
For more major sponsor contact information, go to classicrestos.com.au. Very timely. How are you, Wayne?
Good, mate. Good yourself?
Good, mate, good. The colour of the truck, it just pops. It really stands out in the paddock, mate. F100. Yes. What's the year model?
1956.
Jeez. What's the story on this?
And well, it's actually the colour of it is actually a New York taxi cab. Yellow. And when I seen it, I thought, listen, them things seem to glow in the dark, them things. So
you'd be able to charge people to ride in it.
Exactly, and I get a lot of comments on the colour.
Yeah,
and that. But we found we've got the truck on back of Canberra there, a place called Captain's Flat.
Yep.
And only had 80,000 miles from new.
Yeah. Geez.
And but it was a bigger truck, and it was a 500 series. Yeah. And that's
so. Tell us, what was the feeling? What was it like the day that you went to get the truck?
Well, my mate said, if you don't buy it, I will. And that, so I said, well, okay, I've better do something about this.
Yeah.
And that, so we went back, got some batteries and put her in and fired her up and backed her out and drove it home with the heater on and the radio on. Oh. And that, so
how cool's that?
And I would get, and the guy actually got it off, a good mate of mine, and that said, if I bring this thing home, my missus will leave me. So he said, you better go and get it and have some fun with it. So that's what I'm doing. And that, but it's a great thing, and that it's basically standard. And that it's got power steering and power brakes.
Engine and driveline, Wayne, which way have you gone there?
It's stock. That's a 292 Ford, and that's got the original truck 4-speed in it, and a star model Ford rear end in it.
Coolest kid on the block with his truck. What was your build time?
Or probably just over 2 years.
Yeah.
And that, by the time I went through the painters, and then got it all sorted out and squared up and things like that, and they kept chasing me out the workshop, saying, get away, you know, and that you come with a Texacolor again, we're going to paint you with it.
Mate, I love the interior, I love the steering wheel. There's just something about the setting of that wheel encapsulated with that dashboard. The interior representing the year. It's just so cool.
It is. I actually used that wheel on that thing. It's out of an old 57 Ford Coupe I had many years ago. And the only parts I kept, and so to pay homage to it, that's my steering wheel off my old car. And that and the steering column. So I fitted the whole lot in.
You're going to keep this truck forever, Wayne?
I'd say so. I'd like to. And that we actually got another one on the line, a full-size truck for the truck shows. It's a bogey drive one, and we're doing that as we speak. So
they become a part of you, don't they?
They do. And I love the things. I've been to the US with them and that's why I took heaps of photos, and I thought, this is how I got to do it.
It's a different world over there, isn't it?
Oh, and what? I wish there was a highway between here and there.
Yeah. It'd be a hell of a drive, wouldn't it? You'd have to do a couple of oil change, a couple of services to get there.
It'd be worth it, though.
And speaking of which, if you want to go to the USA, Fletch Tour, just go to classicrestos.com.au and click on the Fletch Tours link for more information. You should go, Wayne, I reckon.
I think we make a good pair. And then we do. I'll hold the microphone. You can do all the talk.
A couple of partners in crime.
That's it. The way.
Thanks, buddy.
All the best, Fletch. Thank you.
Thanks, Wayne. If you have a hankering for American iron, some of the finest auto museums, private car collections, and some of the biggest events on the planet, you may be considering a Fletch tour to the United States of America. Have a look at this. You deserve a Fletch tour. See the amazing Ford, GM and Chrysler Nationals at Carlisle events, along with museums and private collections in beautiful Pennsylvania, USA. Then it's the Motown city of Detroit and its region, taking in more die-hard stuff with incredible history. Rounding off with the Woodward Dream Cruise, the largest moving car cruise in the world.
One of the best things about a Fletch tour is you're really looked after. It's something I've always wanted to do.
Very well organised. The tour company that put it together was great.
Go to classicrestos.com.au and click on the Fletch Tours icon for more information. Hope you're enjoying today's show. Back with more after this. Moving through the heat as we do, we have Vic. Hello, Vic.
Hello, Fletch. Love your hat, mate.
Thank you very much. It's getting a lot of comments on today's show.
That's good. That's good. You need it on a day like this.
Absolutely. Although there's that many holes in it, it's like a piece of Swiss cheese. But anyway.
Let the air in, mate.
That's the one. Vic, you've got a beautiful 1928 Roadster here, mate. It's sensational.
Thanks, mate.
What's it like to drive?
Beautiful. Fast. Yes, very fast.
So, what do you got under the hood?
Toyota Windsor. 4-barrel Holly.
Yep. Yeah.
750. Yep. And lumpy cam, that's all.
There you go. Hey, there you go. A bit of old school in the 28 Roadster. What a cool looking thing. And not only that, the paint job on this car is incredible. Tell us about the paintwork on this, Vic.
Well, the paintwork on this is about 15 years old. You just got to keep it polished. If you let it go, you can pay for a new respray job.
Mate, I tell you what, you've been working. I mean, he's been hard at it. I mean, you've done your lower control arms and your front suspension housing and everything.
Everything's done on it. underneath is just like the top, polished.
That's good. You've got a lot of time on your hands, don't you, Vic?
Well, when you retire, you've got time.
You're retired?
Yes, I am.
He looks too young to be a retired bloke. But you know what? It's a credit to you because it does take a lot of time. Vic, tell me, do you know anything about the history of this Roadster before you got it?
Oh, no. All I know is built the car for his wife.
Yep.
Then she didn't want to drive it anymore, so I went to a show, I seen it for sale, and I bought it.
No, good on you, Vic. It's good to see a retired fellow like yourself out in a 1928 Roadster. Have a look at it. You've got to agree it's a beautiful job, mate. Congratulations, well done.
Thanks, mate. Thank you very much.
Now, before I let you go, you have won something here today, I believe.
Yes, I got first prize.
There you go.
For the best car at the show.
All the polishing under the sun, that's paid off.
Paid off.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
A lot of hard work with Fletch, but...
Well, you know, it'll give you something to polish for next year.
That's right. And there's other shows between next year too.
Absolutely. Hope I see you around, Vic.
Fletch, you will.
Thank you.
It's been a pleasure meeting you. Thanks.
Time now for Orman. How are you, Orman?
Not too bad, Fletch. Pretty good, mate.
That's
yeah.
right.
What are you, a farmer or something? I like your hat, big hat.
Geez, I tell you what, it's been the star attraction of today's episode, hasn't it? The old hat.
Yeah. Keep the sun out of your eyes.
Well, it's been pretty warm, mate. How have you been? Oh, hang on, you've been in the tent in the back there, haven't you?
Yeah, I've been hiding, mate.
Yeah, that's the way. Now, you've been good enough to bring a sensational car, a rare car, an Austin Cooper from 1964. Now, Orman, I've got to ask you, the affiliation between Austin and Cooper, how does that, and Morris, how does that work in?
Well, Cooper, Mr. Cooper brought out invented the Morris Cooper S's, and I'm not real sure, but I think they bought out the franchise of the Austin Cooper, and they got those, and anyway, there wasn't many of them made. Anyway, they imported a few out to Australia, and I was lucky I was able to get one of them, and later on in life, you know.
Okay, so obviously not many in the country. Have you heard what number, maybe rumoured as to how many are here?
You could say 2 or 3, I'd say, yeah.
Okay, we look inside this car. The interior is very well done too. A question earlier in today's show went along the lines of close to standard. Same deal here with this one?
Standard it is, yeah, except for the racing seat in there. The upholstery's all standard and everything like that, you know. It's all kept to the same as come off the production line, you know.
Engine-wise, what's happening here?
Well, that's a 13cc motor with a Weber on, a full house motor in it, you know. And it's got a competition suspension, and the wheels are wide, and the roll bar, and a whole lot, you know.
Be like a go-kart.
Very much like a go-kart if you want to be that way, but I don't drive like I used to, you know. Yeah.
But still in you, though.
Oh, yeah, you've got great fun, you know. And you get down here amongst blokes with other cars and looking around at them and that and talking cars and that. Yeah, it's a good thrill.
Isn't it a great hobby?
Oh, it's a great hobby, all right. You'll have the pigeons too, I race those, but the pigeons couldn't take me for a drive, so I was looking for another hobby when I retired, and I was looking for the car, and I got the car I was after, you know.
When you let the pigeons out, who gets home first, the pigeons or the Mini?
The pigeons always get home first, so hungriest.
All right, I mean, great having you on today's show, mate. Love your little Mini, well done.
Yeah, good, thanks very, very much, Fletch. Yeah. Good, thanks very much, mate.
And when it comes to automobiles that are as big as this event itself, nothing really surpasses a 59 Cadillac. How are you, Judith?
I'm well, Fletch, and you?
Good, thank you. Thanks for bringing the caddy along.
Oh, that's fine. Our pleasure.
How does it feel driving this beautiful big car around?
It floats. It really floats on the road.
These were the cars that were designed just to go from A to B in a straight line, weren't they?
That's right.
You're supposed to leave New York City and drive directly to LA across the United States of America. Yep. Don't go around any corners or in any bends. Stay straight and you'll be good.
That's right, yeah. It's a bit scary for the passenger.
Talk about a lounge room car. I mean, did they ever get more bizarre than a 59? I mean, the amount of chrome detail around the grille with the bullet insets there, the fins out the back, just the elegance of the tail lights, everything was just incredible with these cars, weren't they?
It definitely was, yes.
Now, how long have you had it?
We've had it about 5 years.
What inspired you to buy the 59?
Well, my husband and son went to the States to go to a Mecum auction, and they decided they wanted a caddy because we've got 2 boys and we've got an A-model Ford to go to one of them, and they needed a car to go to the other one as a legacy.
How cool is that? I mean, don't muck around, get the 59 caddy.
So we went and got a caddy.
Wow.
Yep.
It's good to see it's left-hand drive too.
Yes, yes. It was They found it in Phoenix, Arizona, stored in a climate-controlled room.
Yeah.
It's got 50,000 original miles on it when he bought it, and the guy who had it really looked after it.
They do this, not just in the United States of America, but these climate-controlled rooms just eliminates the rust, keeps the body dry, dehumidifies the air. I mean, I don't know, maybe the people are sitting, in their homes, sweating like crazy, but as long as the cars are cool.
Okay, that's right. Keep the caddy cool.
Now, over the 5 years, Judith, been a reliable car? Have you had to do anything to it?
We've done nothing to it. We've done a few short road trips, been to Canberra, it's been up the Central Coast, Sydney. Don't want to put too many kilometres on it, or miles.
I guess the old girl's in retirement and you're enjoying it. They were such a heavy-duty thing, though. I mean, we look around the front near the radiator support panel there where the horns are, and that square section there was the second battery option that you could have got with these Cadillacs back in their day as well. Now, with the 390 up front, when you put the right foot down, does it still go along nicely?
Yes, it does. It purrs along there.
Now, Judith, through the eyes of a lady, this car, how is it looked upon? Is it like a big piece of jewellery with you?
Oh, yeah, it's a big rock.
Yeah, but at least with this one you can get in and have some fun with it.
You can. You can. You don't just put it away in the drawer.
Well, thank you very much, Judith, for bringing the car here today. Have you travelled far?
No, just a few Ks.
That's good.
Yeah.
Local lady, 59 Caddy, great to see you here. Thank you very much, Judith.
Thank you very much, Fletch.
How good was today's episode representing the Men's Shed? A group of senior gentlemen getting together and supporting the hobby that we all love so much, and that is our classic vehicles. In the meantime, classicrestos.com.au is the website that you need for the DVD box sets of the show, Classic Restos merchandise, contact information on joining us on a Fletch tour, and the major sponsors as well. As I say at the end of every show, no matter where you're watching from, until next week, please ride and drive safe. I'm Fletch, and I thank you very much for watching.
You can like and follow us on Facebook at facebook.com/Classic Restos TV.